A self-described storm-chasing weather nerd, Matthew Cappucci fell in love with the weather and its causes as a boy growing up right here in Plymouth, Mass. Now an on-air meteorologist for Fox 5 DC and a published author, we caught up with Matthew at a recent appearance at Plymouth South High School to talk about how chasing his dreams of chasing storms have charted his path to fulfillment.
I'm meteorologist Matthew Cappucci, and the Center for Severe Weather Research's Doppler on Wheels, a mobile Doppler radar unit. You can see we're getting sustained winds of 90 miles per hour with gusts to 111. Again, conditions pretty rough right now. Things will get worse before they get better.
I've always wanted to be a meteorologist. I love the science, I love understanding it, but I think to be a good meteorologist, you have to be a storm chaser. There are folks who sit in their studios, sit in the office all day, they crank through charts, they put numbers in a computer, and they send out their forecast, and that's that. And to me, that's only one side of the coin. If you want to be a good meteorologist, you have to verify your forecast. You have to go out, see, did I do it right? Did I do it wrong? What did I miss? And so I go out in the field, I chase the storms. I might wake up in Oklahoma in the morning, make my forecast, and I darn well am gonna see if I got it right, if I can see a tornado in the afternoon. And plus, being there in person to witness these storms, to go through a hurricane, to go through a tornado, to go through a flash flood, makes me a better communicator to my viewers, to my followers, to my listeners, because the more I can empathize with their experience, the better I can do my job. I'm a horrible actor. I could never do, fiction TV because I have no poker face, I can't gamble, I can't do anything. What I can do is just be myself. And we're in an era where you have a lot of robots on TV and a lot of fake people on Instagram and a lot of fakes everywhere. And I think there's something inherently refreshing about seeing a kid who likes the weather, who just is effusive and is passionate and cannot contain himself if there's a cool storm and wants to yammer about it and is always running down to the wire in terms of timing for his weather reports. And there's something refreshing about that humanity, or about someone who will go on and, if the weather's quiet, might talk about his weekend or what he had at the Waffle House, or just these little tidbits.
You might be talking about
right?
Something here.
Okay.
We'll go work on that. Matthew, where are you?
Yeah, apparently
Come
I'm supposed
on
to walk in now. I love this, though. The whole thing's becoming like the weather studio.
Let's see it.
Weather is taking over. So
Snap your fingers.
Come on.
Ow.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so we're 71 degrees
But
today.
we're in the
It's
way.
nice. It's warm. I mean, should we slowly saunter away? Should I join you guys on this side?
We'll exit out.
You guys can be
All
like
right.
Vanna White and just point and smile.
Okay.
We got a couple of showers this afternoon, mainly east of D.C. Not too much to worry about. See, wait, do you want the clicker?
Oh, absolutely not.
Well, in any case, maybe a thunderstorm or two, mainly east of town. Eventually, 7-day forecast looking pretty good. You know, we got several days, mostly sunny conditions, temperatures in the 50s each and every day. Then Friday, some moderation. Look at next weekend, 72 degrees. It's going to be picture perfect next weekend. And I think we still got to get the choreography down, but it's nice having company doing the weather.
Yeah.
I think it's all just about being genuine. TV's about hiring personalities, not robots, but that's true about life in general. Be genuine. What I'm most proud of is not the book, is not the job, is not anything like that. It's the fact that for an event like this, all my former teachers want to come back and see me. I mean, when I saw the list of who was coming tonight, I teared up. Because it shows that they care. For whatever reason, they put a little bit of themselves extra in me, and they really rooted me on, and they went out, every single one of these teachers went out of their way to help me get to wherever it is I wanted to go. It was a non-conventional path, but they cheered me on every step of the way. And the fact that they're here tonight and wanted to come back is my proudest achievement. I don't consider myself to be a TV personality. I don't consider myself to be a TV scientist. I consider myself to be a teacher who happens to work on TV and happens to work on all these other platforms, because my number one goal isn't to just feed people numbers, feed them a weather report. It's to teach them why the weather's happening. And in doing so, if I can make them a little bit more understanding of the weather, I spoon feed them a little bit of science, make them more comfortable with science, and I give them more confidence in themselves in general. I think that's key.
That's not a great sign, though. We take Max 3. I'll show you exactly why that is. Smaller raindrops actually have a better chance of freezing more quickly on contact with sub-freezing surfaces, the reason being a higher ratio of surface area to volume. All comes down to, high school geometry. We've done this before, way back in the day. Basically, smaller droplets, more surface area, better chance of freezing more quickly. So I think that'll be an issue, especially off to our west. All told, this is not a blockbuster ice event.
The TV meteorologist is the only scientist most folks have contact with on a daily basis. And because of that, folks tend to trust us a little more. And that allows us to be a trusted messenger to give folks the science they need to know. I think the issue nowadays with how the media approaches climate change is that it's so heavily politicized in terms of politicians, in terms of the media, everybody, that the second we mention climate change, we're just trying to give folks science. And people say, hang on, you're getting political. I'll say, I haven't mentioned policy once. I'm mentioning the science. So the way I try to do it is in a non-confrontational way, in a way that doesn't walk out holding the climate change signpost. Because honestly, we're here in Massachusetts. No one in this neighborhood cares if the polar bear has about an inch more water. As horrible as that sounds, no one here really cares if the world is warming a 1/10 of a degree Celsius per year. They don't notice it. But they do notice that we're getting more rainfall at certain times of year. They notice more flooding. They notice tropical cyclones might be meandering a little farther north, strengthening more quickly than before. They might notice we have more boom and bust winters. Some winters where we see nothing, other winters where we get a crazy nor'easter. So they're noticing the weather's changing. And if I can say, hey, let's tie that, the local conditions that you experience on a local level, or how much more you're paying for air conditioning, or how much more you're paying this, or how your heating bill's changing, to climate change on a larger picture, suddenly that makes it more personally relevant and resonant, and that's what I try to do.
Everybody in Bowie, you got to be in shelter right now. Lowest floor, whatever building you're in, and avoid windows. Alrighty, guys, we're getting winds of 100 miles per hour. We have debris flying by right now. We are likely in it.
What I'm finding more now is, though, that it's not even just about the things on the bucket list. It's about the people who you get to see and experience those things with. The most meaningful storm chases for me have been the ones where I get to bring a friend, an adventure buddy, a colleague, whoever, to see and experience these things, to have these bizarre, silly, tribulation-filled experiences, whether that be driving down the road on one tire or nearly hitting a moose in a cargo van or all these random things. That's what matters the most. And so ultimately, you know, the storm chaser, the bucket list is about me achieving my goals, but I hope to have folks with me for the ride.
Can you share recommendations for road food and food on the go while you're chasing? And what are your go-tos?
Go-tos, okay, so the challenge is that across the plains, there aren't a ton of options. There are some towns like Salina, Kansas, for example, they have a Chili's. And I like Chili's for lunch if there's one nearby because they have this great, like, you can get a soup and half a sandwich, it's wonderful. And they give you chips and salsa too, but that's pretty good. I live for Wawa and Sheetz, which are the Mid-Atlantic. It is gas station food, but my goodness, they deserve a Michelin star. And if they don't, they get a Cappucci star because honestly, they're amazing. The other thing I'd say, Waffle House. Waffle House is my church. What I mean by that, there are certain churches where you go there and they might let you in, they might not, they might whatever. But Waffle House, they let you in anytime, day or night. They don't care who you bring, who you're with, who's coming with you, what time of day, everything. They don't care how you're dressed. That's why I love Waffle House. And they have the best food around. Grilled cheese sandwich is like $3. How can you not love it?
But the creepiest part, take a look at this. The Waffle House has closed here in Port Arthur until at least Thursday, likely Friday. They say they plan to reopen on Friday if they have power, but not looking likely at this point. You can see inside, the restaurant is largely dim, the shades are drawn, and the most creepy and sobering element of all this, the ever-present Waffle House sign, a beacon of hope in the middle of the night or anytime you need them, is dark right now as the storm Laura looms.
When it comes to planning for the unexpected, you can only plan so much. And there have been times when I've said to a friend of mine, hey, we're going into a crazy storm. This is not going to be pretty. However, this winds up happening, strange things are going to happen. There will be hiccups in the road, there will be bumps in the road, there will be something wacky is going to happen. Have a sense of humor. And so 8 hours later, I'm driving down the road with this kid with one functioning tire and the other tires are kind of not functioning. There's a palm tree partially embedded in the side of the car and he's over there freaking out. And I'm listening to the radio, drumming in the steering wheel, and giggling myself silly. Because you have to treat life like a big sitcom. It really is. Life is about the people, the memories, the characters, and the laughs exchange. Just go through life with a good sense of humor. That's all I'd say.
Good hail falling all around us.
Get the optional insurance in the rental car. If you're driving to a hailstorm, if you're driving to a hurricane, get the optional insurance. If you're too young to rent a car, U-Haul, rent a U-Haul van. You can do that. And it comes with more optional insurance.
Oh, man! Softball-size hail coming down, guys. We have softball-size hail. Oh! Oh, son of a...
Whoops.
You can find Matthew's book, Looking Up, The True Adventures of a Storm-Chasing Weather Nerd, wherever interesting books are sold.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button below before you go. We'll see you next time.